Okay, you'll find this worksheet on Schoology under the additional videos for studying for the exam. If you just don't know the property of exponents, you're going to want to go back into that folder and get those properties. This is getting into more how to apply them on more complicated problems. So I'm just going to pick a few problems at random here to do. And you can pull up this worksheet or print it off so that way you can do some problems. It has a key. I'm not going to show you how to do all the problems because that would make for a very long video, but I'll pick some and show you how I would go about solving them. So the thing with these problems is it's not just one way to do them, right? So here I could start by getting that to everything inside. Or I could start by combining these because they have the same base. It doesn't matter, right? But you just have to pick one way and go with it. So if I have the same base here, I'm going to go ahead and add the exponent. So this is the same as x to the negative 2 plus negative 3. So once I do that, I have x to the power of negative 5. That's still all to the power of 4. Right? I need to multiply. When I have an exponent raised to an exponent, I'm going to multiply the exponent. So I have x to the negative 20th. Now, we never want to leave a negative. So to get rid of the negative, we have to put it in the denominator. So this would be 1 over x to the power of 20. Okay, let's try a different one here. So here, I can't combine these though until I do this first, right? I need to get one exponent on here. So I'm going to make this x to the power of 12 times 2x to the 4th. Now what I'm seeing some people get confused on is what does this mean? Do I have to multiply it by this and this? They're just kind of confused of what needs to happen. Now this is the same as x to the power of 12 times 2 times x to the power of 4. So we just want to combine the same bases is what we're trying to get at here. Oh, this should be negative 12. All right, so x to the power of negative 12, I'm going to add these exponents and I get x, well, negative 12 plus 4, and then times 2. So I'm going to put my 2 up front. This ends up to be x to the power of negative 8. Okay, I have a negative exponent, so I have to do something to get rid of that. And the thing that I do is I put the base in the denominator. Now, what's important to notice is this is the base of the negative 8. It does not include 2. So when I go to do this, my 2 stays on top. My x to the power of 8 goes in the denominator. 2 stays on top. Okay, that's a common mistake here. So there's a couple for you to try. I'm going to skip down to one of these more complicated ones here. Again, this is all separate piece numbers. We have 2 times x to the power of 2 times y to the power of 4 times 4 times x to the power of 2 times y to the power of 4 times 3 times x. All of this is over 3 times x to the negative 3rd times y squared. Now, it's not necessary to do this process, but I just need you to see that we're going to deal with each of these parts separately, so that's why I'm breaking it up like that. Okay, which means we can deal with each part. So 2, 4, and 3. All of these are just multiplied together, just like you would multiply together 2, 4, and 3. And we would get 24. Next, let's look at all of our x's. In the numerator, we have x to the power of 2, x to the power of 2, and x, well, there's no power, but that means that it's a power of 1. All right, when the base is all the same, we just add the exponents. So 2 plus 1 is 5. And then, let me get a different color going on here. All of our y's. Y to the power of 4, y to the power of 4 gives me y to the power of 8. So we've dealt with the top. Now let's deal with the bottom. So again, my whole number is 3. There's my 3, my x to the negative 3, and my y squared. All right, we're not done here. We need to simplify top to bottom, but still we're going to deal with whole numbers together, x's together, whoops, x's together, still read that, and our y's together. So 24 divided by 3 gives me 8 in the numerator, right? If I have 24 over 3, hopefully you would know that simplifies to 8. With my x's, well, I'm going to subtract, right? So I need to subtract my exponents. So I have 5 minus a negative 3. And I have y, 8, minus the number on the bottom. So 5 minus a negative 3 gives me the power of 8. And y, the power of 6. There we go. Right, you have number 6 to try. Let me pick out another problem here that I like. Okay, here's a good one, just because we got the power of 0 there, which is pretty important. So what's going to happen here? Well, anything to the power of 0 is just 1. Right, so I have x on top. 2, well, this right here just becomes 1. So 2 times 1 squared. That means that this is just x over 4. Okay, try number 13 here and see what you come up with really quick. Pause, come up with your answer, and then come back. Hopefully you came up with 1. This whole thing, right, is to the power of 0, so it must be 1. All right, let's try this one right here. Okay, if you want to pause and try it out first, then do so. All right, before I do anything, I'm going to have to get this on everything inside here. And so a common mistake is I see students just apply it to the variables only. It also applies to that too as well. So over here I have b a to the power of 4 times, now I have 2 to the negative third. I have b to the negative third, and I have a, well, these need to be multiplied together, so 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and get rid of all these negatives. And to do that, that means it has to move to the denominator.